I am not the pepper in your pocket, not the Scotch bonnet blazing on your tongue like a tiny sun with a personal vendetta. I am not the hot sauce in your handbag, not the fire that fells a feast. But do not mistake my sweetness for surrender. I am not a diluted broth, nor bland rice with no rhythm, not mayonnaise on a mission to masquerade as culture. My spice lies elsewhere, not to be chewed, not to be chased with milk. It lives in my laugh that lingers like lilac, in the lyrical way I love logic, and lick stamps like they owe me rent. I am not a carnival float of cliches, not the beatbox at your barbecue, not your one black friend. No, not the unofficial spokesperson for seasoning ratios or trauma statistics. Please. My trauma wears cardigans and corrects grammar. I was born between barcodes, grew up fluent in awkward silences, and Alan Titchmarsh. Mum made plantain with apology, and I asked, why do people fight over spice? She sighed, the sound soft like semolina, and said, because it's not about food, it's always about fire. Still, I am not your palatable portion of pride, not the poster child for compromise, not the pepper powder prophet you parade when the diversity spreadsheet is due. I am not your permission slip to erase nuance, not a pass, not a puzzle, not a party trick that pops up at picnics with patois pre-installed. My spice sings in subtle semitones, in the friction of a fountain pen, in how I fiercely fold laundry, like it's been disrespecting my lineage. They say, you're not black enough, and I say, that's fine. I'm not auditioning for your idea of fire. Let me be the cinnamon in a library, the cardamom in a clever pun, the turmeric thought at 3 a.m. that makes you rethink the meaning of heat. For I have nothing to prove. My passport is internal. My diaspora folds like filo pastry, complicated, flaky, golden, and baked at precisely the wrong temperature by people who forgot the recipe. Still I rise. Not as steam, but as stubborn stew that refuses to bubble just to please your palate. Behind the lines, I'm not auditioning for your idea of fire, is a lyrical middle finger to the myth of monolithic blackness, a wry, vivid defiance of the notion that identity must be loud, spicy, or performative to be valid. This poem walks into the kitchen where stereotypes simmer, opens the fridge of expectation, and calmly declines the leftovers. It's not here to prove anything. It's here to plate up nuance with garnish and grin. This is not a cry for acceptance. It's a roast with rhythm, a slow-cooked satire of the strange belief that blackness must come seasoned to specification. It side-eyes every question that starts with, why don't you, and ends in unsolicited spice-level assessments. The poem peels back the pressure to code switch, to show receipts for culture, to freestyle fluently at the family function just to earn a seat. The poem mocks the absurdity of measuring identity by mouthfeel, as if fire on the tongue is a birthright, and heat in the blood is negotiable. There is pepper in this poem, yes, but it's metaphysical, tucked in the corners of library stacks, folded into flawless sarcasm, stored behind the laugh that lingers like molasses in July. This poem doesn't fight the accusation, it outwits it. With side-eye precision and the clatter of kitchen defiance, it stirs the pot with flair, then walks away before anyone gets a taste. It trades trauma tropes for cardigans and cleverness. It says, if your recipe for identity excludes the soft-spoken, the syntax lovers, the spice-averse, then maybe your palate's the problem. Funny but sharp as a chipped tooth on a spoon. I'm not auditioning for your idea of fire. Doesn't need to shout to scorch. It doesn't ask to belong. It reminds you it already does, just not in the box you built.